10. Audi RS5. There are cars that move you from point A to point B, and then there are cars that make everyone stop and stare the moment you pull out of your driveway. The Audi RS5 sedan is firmly, unapologetically in the second category. This is a machine that wears its aggression with quiet confidence. The sculpted bodywork flows with a kind of tension you rarely see in four-door sedans, the wide RS-specific front bumper, the signature honeycomb grille flanked by sharp matrix LED headlights, and those muscular rear haunches that hint at something serious happening underneath. The optional Nardo gray or Sepang blue finishes turn this thing into a rolling piece of art. It doesn't scream for attention. It earns it. Slide inside and the world outside disappears. Audi's interior craftsmanship in the RS5 is a lesson in restrained luxury. Fine Valcona leather wraps the sport bucket seats, carbon fiber or aluminum trim lines the dash, and the dual MMI touchscreen setup puts every control at your fingertips without cluttering the cabin. Under that sculpted hood sits a 2.9-liter twin-turbocharged V6, producing 444 horsepower. The Quattro all-wheel drive system launches this sedan from 0 to 60 inches just 3.7 seconds, and the 8-speed Tiptronic gearbox snaps through gears with a precision that feels almost surgical. The RS-tuned suspension keeps things planted without punishing you on daily commutes. It's the kind of car that behaves perfectly on Monday morning and absolutely comes alive on a twisting mountain road by Friday evening. Pricing for the 2026 Audi RS5 sedan starts at approximately $78,000, climbing comfortably past $90,000 with the right option packages. For what you get, it almost feels like a bargain. Let me ask you something. What do you think truly defines a luxury car in 2026? Cutting-edge tech, insane power, or pure status? Drop your answer in the comments. I want to see what you think. And if you're enjoying this so far, hit like and subscribe to Car World, because the next ones only get better. Number 9. BMW M5. Some nameplates carry history, some carry legacy, and some carry a weight so heavy with expectation that every new generation has to fight to live up to it. The BMW M5 does more than live up to it, it rewrites the rules entirely for 2026. The exterior design of this new M5 generation is a bold, almost provocative statement. The wide kidney grille, now larger and more assertive than ever, is flanked by laser headlights that cut through the dark like precision instruments. The M-specific aerodynamic bodywork, the wider fenders, the sculpted side skirts, the quad exhaust tips framed in aggressive rear diffuser makes this look less like a business sedan and more like a race car that somehow passed road regulations. The available individual colors, including a stunning frozen dark silver, give it a presence that genuinely turns heads at every traffic light. Inside, the M5 is where performance culture meets five-star hospitality. The merino leather seats hug you in all the right places, offering both heating and ventilation, while the M carbon fiber steering wheel puts every performance function within thumb's reach. BMW's latest curved display system sweeps across the dashboard in one seamless arc, combining the instrument cluster and the infotainment into a high-resolution command center. And this is where the M5 truly enters a different conversation. A 4.4-liter twin-turbocharged V8, now paired with a plug-in hybrid system, delivers a staggering 717 combined horsepower, 0 to 60 inches just 3.5 seconds. Top speed electronically limited to 190 miles per hour with the M-Drivers package. The MX-Drive all-wheel drive system can be shifted into rear-wheel drive for those moments when you want to remind yourself what joy actually feels like. The 2026 BMW M5 starts at around $120,000, and it is worth every single cent. And yet, we're just getting started, because number 8 is something else entirely. Number 8. Audi RSQ8. If the RS5 is a sports sedan that moonlights as a work of art, the Audi RSQ8 is something more primal, an SUV that drives like a supercar and looks like it was designed by someone who had absolutely no interest in compromises. The exterior presence of the RSQ8 is commanding in a way that few SUVs can match. The low-slung roofline gives it a coupe-like silhouette that defies its size, while the massive RS-specific front end, with its large octagonal grille and carbon fiber splitter, signals exactly the kind of intentions this machine has. The standard matrix LED headlights with their distinctive daytime running light signatures make it instantly recognizable in a rearview mirror. The optional carbon fiber exterior package takes the visual drama to another level entirely. Inside, Audi has created one of the most breathtaking cockpits in the SUV segment. The RSQ8's cabin is wrapped in fine Valcona leather with diamond quilting, and the honeycomb Alcantara headliner adds a racetrack atmosphere to what is also an exceptionally practical family hauler. Under the hood lives a 4.0-liter twin-turbocharged V8, generating 591 horsepower and 590 pound-feet of torque. This SUV rockets from 0 to 60 inches just 3.7 seconds, numbers that would make many dedicated sports cars deeply uncomfortable. The RS Sport suspension with active roll stabilization keeps this 2-ton machine unnervingly flat through corners, while the air suspension soaks up rough roads with effortless composure. Pricing for the RSQ8 begins around $130,000, with fully loaded examples easily crossing the $160,000 mark. We're entering serious territory now, and number 7 is about to take this conversation somewhere extraordinary. Number 7. Mercedes G580. There are icons, and then there is the G-Class. For over 4 decades, the Mercedes G-Wagon has been the undisputed symbol of rugged, uncompromising luxury, the vehicle of choice for royalty, celebrities, military generals, and anyone who believes that arriving anywhere should be an event in itself. For 2026, Mercedes has introduced the G580 with EQ technology, and what they've done is nothing short of revolutionary. The interior of the G580 is where old-world craftsmanship meets a thoroughly modern command center. The large MBUX hyperscreen sweeps across the dashboard, providing a 12.3-inch digital cluster, a 12.8-inch central OLED touchscreen, and a separate passenger display, all protected by durable Gorilla Glass. But the materials surrounding that technology are decidedly traditional in the best possible sense: Nappa leather everywhere, polished aluminum switches, wood or carbon fiber trim, and those signature 3 air vents that have been a G-Class trademark since the beginning. It feels simultaneously timeless and ahead of its time. The G580 EQ is powered by 4 individual electric motors, 1 at each wheel, producing a combined output of 579 horsepower and an almost incomprehensible 859 pound-feet of torque. 0 to 60 happens in 4.7 seconds in a vehicle that weighs close to 7,000 pounds. The G-turn feature, which spins the vehicle on its own axis, is the kind of engineering theater that genuinely makes your jaw drop. The G580 starts at approximately $160,000, and demand consistently outpaces supply. But we haven't even reached the top 6 yet. Number 6 is about to redefine what the word sport means in a luxury SUV. Number 6. Range Rover Sport. If there is one vehicle in the world that manages to be equally at home outside a 5-star hotel in London and climbing a muddy Scottish hillside, it is the Range Rover Sport. This is a vehicle that doesn't just bridge the gap between luxury and capability, it erases it entirely, with a level of elegance that makes the whole exercise look effortless. The exterior design of the latest Range Rover Sport is a masterpiece of clean, architectural confidence. The flush door handles, the laser-cut LED headlights with their distinctive double chicane daytime running lights, and the smooth, uninterrupted body surfaces give it a presence that is authoritative without being aggressive. The optional SV customization options allow buyers to create something genuinely unique: two-tone paint finishes, gloss black contrast roofs, and a seemingly endless palette of bespoke colors. Step inside and prepare for a moment of genuine silence, not just acoustic, but emotional. The Range Rover sports cabin is wrapped in the finest semi-aniline leather, with open-pore wood veneers, deep pile carpeting, and a cabin architecture that feels more like a private members club than a car interior. The Pivi Pro infotainment system is built around a massive 13.1-inch curved touchscreen that responds with satisfying immediacy. Performance comes from a 4.24-liter twin-turbocharged V8 in the Range Rover Sport P530 variant, delivering 523 horsepower and getting this luxury SUV from 0 to 60 inches just 4.3 seconds. The air suspension reads the road surface in real time, adjusting thousands of times per second to deliver a ride quality that borders on supernatural. Prices start at around $95,000, with SV editions pushing well beyond $140,000. We're firmly in the top 5 now, and number 5 is something that defines an entire culture. Number 5. Cadillac Escalade. There are vehicles that make a statement. And then there is the Cadillac Escalade, a vehicle that doesn't make a statement so much as it delivers a monologue that nobody interrupts. For decades, the Escalade has been the defining symbol of American luxury, the SUV of choice for presidents, pop stars, professional athletes, and business titans who understand that how you arrive is just as important as where you're going. Inside the Escalade, Cadillac has achieved something remarkable, a cabin that feels both palatial and technologically dazzling at the same time. The curved OLED screen technology is the centerpiece, wrapping a 7.2-inch driver display, a 14.2-inch infotainment screen, and a 16.9-inch passenger screen across the dashboard in one continuous arc that spans nearly 38 inches. The semi-aniline leather, the genuine open-pore wood trim, the perfect position front seats with 36 different adjustment settings, every detail reinforces the feeling that this is a rolling first-class cabin. The 6.2-liter V8 produces 420 horsepower with the kind of deep, authoritative soundtrack that only a large American V8 can deliver. A 3.0-liter turbo diesel and a 6.82 horsepower Escalade V variant are also available for those with even more specific demands. The magnetic ride control suspension makes this 6,000-pound vehicle ride with a smoothness that defies all logic. The 2026 Escalade starts at approximately $82,000, with fully loaded Platinum and V variants reaching $130,000 and beyond. Number 4. Aston Martin DBX 707. Aston Martin has always been about one thing above all others: desire. Pure, irrational, consuming desire. And when they decided to build an SUV, the world was skeptical. Could a brand built on low-slung Grand Tourers and James Bond mythology possibly build something credible with 4 doors and ground clearance? The answer, delivered in the form of the DBX 707, is a resounding and rather emphatic yes. The exterior of the DBX 707 is a genuinely beautiful piece of design in a segment not always associated with beauty. Inside, the DBX 707 delivers the kind of handcrafted luxury that Aston Martin has perfected over a century of building cars for those who accept nothing less than extraordinary. The semi-aniline bridge of Weir leather, sourced from Scotland, wraps the seats, the dash, and the door cards. The open-pore wood or carbon fiber trim, the hand-stitched details, and the analog clock perched elegantly on the dashboard are details that no photograph can fully capture. You have to be inside to understand them. The 4.0-liter twin-turbocharged V8 produces 707 horsepower. The number is right there in the name, and it propels this SUV from 0 to 60 inches, a breathtaking 3.3 seconds, with a top speed of 193 miles per hour. This is, without question, one of the fastest SUVs on the planet. Pricing begins at approximately $245,000, placing it firmly in rarefied air. But the rarefied air gets thinner from here. Number 3 is a name that rewrites the physics textbook. Number 3. Porsche Cayenne Turbo GT. To understand the Porsche Cayenne Turbo GT, you first have to understand that Porsche approaches every vehicle as an engineering challenge, not a styling exercise, not a marketing opportunity, but a genuine question of how far the boundaries of performance can be pushed while keeping 4 seats and a rear cargo area. The Turbo GT is their most extreme answer to date, and it is genuinely astonishing. The exterior is aggressive in the precise, calculated way that only Porsche seems to fully understand. Inside, the GT cabin bridges Porsche's two worlds with extraordinary success. The standard Cayenne's understated luxury is still present: fine leather, real aluminum, the beautifully organized center console, but the GT adds carbon fiber bucket seats with deep bolstering, GT-specific red stitching throughout, and a steering wheel lifted directly from the Porsche 911 GT3. The Porsche Communication Management System, built around a 12.3-inch central touchscreen, is one of the most logically organized infotainment systems in the luxury segment. The twin-turbocharged 4.0-liter V8 in the Turbo GT has been extensively revised to deliver 659 horsepower and 626 pound-feet of torque. The result is a 0 to 60 time of 3.1 seconds and a top speed of 186 miles per hour. The Nürburgring lap record for production SUVs, held for a significant period by this exact vehicle. The Cayenne Turbo GT starts at around $210,000, and the waiting lists speak for themselves. 2 spots remain, and both of them carry names that mean something beyond cars. Number 2. Lamborghini Urus. When Lamborghini announced they were building an SUV, reactions ranged from curious to outraged. A brand built entirely on mid-engine supercars with scissor doors and alien aesthetics, building a family SUV, the Urus arrived, silenced every critic, and proceeded to become the best-selling Lamborghini in the company's history, which tells you everything you need to know. The exterior of the Urus, particularly in its refreshed Urus SE form for 2026, is like nothing else on 4 wheels. The sharp creases, the hexagonal wheel arches, the Y-shaped LED lighting, and the massive rear diffuser are pure Lamborghini design language translated into SUV form. Inside, the Urus SE delivers a dual-personality cabin experience that is uniquely Lamborghini. The driver-focused cockpit wraps around you with sharp, angular surfaces, Alcantara headlining, and carbon fiber trim that creates an atmosphere somewhere between a fighter jet and a high-fashion boutique. The Lamborghini Anima drive mode selector sits prominently on the center tunnel. Choose Strada for comfortable daily driving, Sport for sharper responses, or Corsa for a full supercar experience. A 12.3-inch driver display and dual 8.4-inch central touchscreens manage the infotainment, navigation, and vehicle dynamics with genuinely impressive efficiency. The Urus SE's powertrain is a revelation: a 4.0-liter twin-turbocharged V8, combined with a hybrid system producing a combined 800 horsepower, 0 to 60 inches 3.4 seconds. Top speed of 194 miles per hour. This is a school-run vehicle that will outrun most dedicated sports cars. The Urus SE starts at approximately $270,000, but the number 1 spot belongs to a car so extraordinary, so wildly ambitious, that even among this company it stands completely alone. Number 1. Ferrari Purosangue. Say the name slowly. Purosangue. It translates from Italian as thoroughbred. And in choosing that name, Ferrari told you everything you needed to know before the covers even came off. This is not a compromise. This is not an SUV built by a supercar company reluctantly chasing market trends. This is Ferrari's absolute, unqualified statement of intent, a four-door, four-seat vehicle built with exactly the same philosophy, the same obsession, and the same refusal to accept limitations that produced the 488, the Roma, and the SF90. There is no vehicle quite like it on the planet, and there may never be another that matches it for sheer emotional impact. The exterior of the Purosangue is breathtaking in a way that photographs simply cannot convey. The low, sweeping roofline, the muscular front haunch, the wide rear flanks, and the Ferrari signature circular taillights combine to create something that looks nothing like an SUV and everything like a four-door Ferrari. The butterfly rear doors hinged at the B-pillar, opening in opposite directions, are a signature detail that makes every exit and entrance feel like a theatrical production. The Fiorano test track and the Italian sun seem to have been written into the design DNA of every curve and crease. It is overwhelmingly, compellingly, achingly beautiful. Inside the Purosangue, Ferrari has created what can only be described as a supercar cabin that somehow comfortably seats 4 adults. The individual rear seats, each with their own climate zone and adjustable bolstering, are genuinely comfortable rather than merely decorative. The front cabin wraps the driver in a pure Ferrari environment, the angled center tunnel, the round air vents, the leather-wrapped steering wheel with the iconic yellow Ferrari starter button, and the 10.2-inch driver display, flanked by 2 separate screens for infotainment and passenger entertainment. Every material is either the finest leather, carbon fiber, or machined aluminum. There is no false luxury here. Every detail is authentic, considered, and extraordinary. The optional Atelier personalization program allows buyers to specify virtually every interior element to their exact preference, with materials and color combinations that no standard Ferrari will ever offer. Then there is the engine, and this is where the Purosangue transcends its category entirely. Ferrari has placed a naturally aspirated 6.5-liter V12, a mid-front mounted V12, connected to an 8-speed dual-clutch transmission behind the rear axle in a transaxle configuration in a 4-door vehicle. This engine, producing 715 horsepower, does not turbocharge its way to those numbers. It earns them through displacement, engineering excellence, and the kind of high-revving combustion character that only a naturally aspirated 12-cylinder can deliver. The sound alone, that escalating, stratospheric howl rising toward the 8,250 revolutions per minute's red line is worth the price of admission by itself. 0 to 60 inches, 3.3 seconds. 0 to 124 miles per hour in 10.6 seconds. A top speed of 193 miles per hour. In a vehicle that weighs over 2 tons. Ferrari's proprietary SSC sideways slip control, the magnetorological dampers, and the torque vectoring system make this machine feel connected to the road in a way that defies every assumption you've ever had about what an SUV can feel like. The Ferrari Purosangue is priced from approximately $400,000, and many early allocation slots were spoken for before the car was even officially revealed. This is not merely a vehicle. This is a landmark in automotive history, a Ferrari that a family can live with, and a supercar that no family will ever want to leave. And that wraps up the top luxury cars dominating 2026 and beyond. Now here's something I really want to know. Which car actually lived up to the hype for you and which one didn't? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I read them all. And if you're into luxury, performance, and the future of cars, make sure to hit like and subscribe to Car World, because the next video is going to be even more insane.